What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush, and we're going back to her 1982 album, The Dreaming, and we're back with the tune Houdini. Obviously, it makes me think of the historical individual who I imagine the song relates to in some way, perhaps specifically about his life, or more likely his death. I think his death is the discussion of many research projects, as well as like pop culture knowledge, the idea that he basically got punched and injured by getting punched in the stomach when he wasn't prepared, which I guess it was part of what he used to do. One of his acts was allowing people to hit him in that way, but showing that he could sort of configure his response to it in a way that it didn't hurt too much. But yeah, I believe he was sort of unprepared. Now, my understanding from the historical scholarship is actually what the injury revealed is that he had a pre-existing medical condition that was actually quite advanced. And actually that was the reason for his death in the more immediate sense, not so much the injury per se, though again I do think there was damage and that maybe exacerbated the injury he already had, or the condition he already had. Nevertheless, if I were to guess it relating to Houdini's life or death, I would imagine maybe more so the end. Now again, it could just be about escaping some situation miraculously, seemingly impossibly. That was the hallmark. His calling card is death-defying escape displays of excellence, if you will. So ultimately, I feel like you could either go a song more about him specifically and his quite remarkable life, or it could be more about the idea of being a Houdini in some social or interpersonal context where you escape precisely when people expect you to have to pay consequences or whatever. So let's find out. This is Houdini by Kate Bush, and it's on the 1982 album The Dreaming.
I wait at the table and hold hands with weeping strangers. Wait for you to join the group. The tambourine jingle jangle, the meteor roams and rambles, not taken in. I break the circle.
Oof.
I want this man.
The way she hit those consonants.
Go away now with a kiss. I pass the key and feel your tongue teasing and receiving. When you're spent, still on my lip, you hit the water.
I think that contrabass is living up to its name.
Him and I in the room to prove you are with us too. He's using code that only you and I know. This is no trick of his. This is your magic. I catch the cues, watching you, hoping you do something wrong. Everybody thinks you'll never make it, but every time you escape, rules of memory, not even eternity can hold you dear. Through the glass, I watch
I love this section.
bound and drowned in pain.
You know, it's one of those things where rarely in life am I at a dearth, or do I have a dearth of words to describe something, or am I at a loss for words to describe something. But every time a Kate Bush song ends, it's sort of like I'm scrambling to try to find the verbal substance to describe what I've just experienced. I mean, first of all, I wasn't expecting a string quartet. That was fantastic. And again, it sounds like certainly violins, I think a cello, maybe two, but it did sound like that deepest layer was ultimately a contrabass. So again, I could be wrong, but it sounded like a proper string quartet. I didn't expect to hear the most intense and theatrically thunderous vocals from her I've ever heard on any track thus far, but that seems to be what just happened. And yeah, I feel like if I was in the studio when she was recording those vocals, I would have like either had to go hide behind a desk somewhere or been like, oh my god, like I think we're gonna explode inside the studio from those vocals. Just unbelievable. So yeah, an incredible tune. It sounds like maybe it is referencing Houdini specifically, but there were lines that I think could be taken more generally about like everyone expected it to happen to you this time, but somehow you didn't. There's a sort of like a Rasputin element to it where, you know, someone who keeps seeming to escape the consequences that everyone expects to happen to them. So yeah, lyrically I got to listen to it some more, but sonically that was a really fascinating one. And I love anything with a good set of strings. I'm a sucker for the violin and the cello and the contrabass and basically the entire string section. So yeah, really cool tune sonically. Lyrically, I'll try to catch up to it. Do let me know what you think of this one. Luca and I will see you next time. Peace.